Let's say there's a 16-year-old viewer watching this.
Yeah.
She's having issues with weight. The fact that she talks about this subject so lightly is concerning. It's bothersome because you're not representing the seriousness of the surgery.
Welcome back to Commentee. If you want to help support our channel, please hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, and share our video.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified every time we upload.
Pew, 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 pew. We're going to be reacting to I'm having gastric bypass surgery. Trigger warning: if you are sensitive to talking about weight loss, surgery, or eating disorders, this is your warning. Today we're going to be reacting to 1 month post gastric bypass update.
Vlogging after Christmas helps my mental health so much because after Christmas is truly just the most depressing time. So I thought we could do a little sit down portion at the beginning of this vlog, but
what?
What the heck? I'm already lost. She said it's the worst time after Christmas. Why?
Because it's the most depressing. Why is she depressed?
I guess she loves Christmas so much that she's sad it's over because of her birthday. She's sad Santa's gone. I don't understand what's going on here.
And when you are watching this, it has been 4 weeks.
Do you remember when she said she didn't want to talk about her weight?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah, and here she is doing an update, and there's multiple videos on her gastric bypass. I think she gets the most views on it, so all of a sudden now she wants to talk about it.
You mentioned it. You were like, she's going to talk about it when she feels that she's losing weight.
Yeah.
That's the only time that she's going to talk about it.
I have a feeling that her weight is going to stop coming off because, you know, Alex. And when that stops, she's going to stop talking about it. And she's going to say, well, I'm not going to talk about my body. I already told you guys that.
But she's already opening this door to her viewers and everybody else.
Yeah.
My month surgiversary, which is so crazy. It's like flown by. It's been going really well. We're a month in. So I actually asked you guys over on my Instagram to send in some questions because I want to make sure I touch on everything that you guys want updates on. So I'm also going to go ahead and link below my gastric bypass playlist if you guys want to go ahead and catch up and follow the whole journey. So I screenshotted the most common questions because, to be honest, a lot of them, as with most Q&As, are kind of repetitive. Like, people want to know the same things. So got a bunch right here ready to go. So one of the biggest questions has been, how much weight have you lost? So I've lost almost 40 pounds, which is wild. I will say I did lose 10 of that before the surgery when I was doing my pre-op diet.
All right. So she's probably going to mention her weight, you know, throughout her gastric bypass update. So far, she said she lost basically 30 pounds in 4 weeks because 10 of it was pre-surgery because she was on a liquid diet. If I'm correct, she said that she's lost 65 pounds total. Her weight loss has definitely slowed down already. So we'll see what happens as she continues on this journey.
I had to go on like a liver shrinking diet 2 weeks before, and I was on like low carb, low fat. So I ended up losing 10 pounds during that 2 weeks. And that was unintentional. I didn't have to lose weight before, but being on that diet just happened. And then, so yeah, I've lost.
Do you notice that she hasn't mentioned that she gained so much weight before the surgery?
I feel like she gained the most weight when she was doing that intuitive dieting.
But then she stopped. She stopped talking about it, and then who knows what she was doing. She was just eating whatever, and I knew she was probably nervous about her surgery, and she's probably thinking, you know, Alex mentality, well, I'm gonna get surgery, so I might as well just eat what I can now since
I'm not gonna be able to eat later.
Yeah, exactly. She does look a little thinner here where she started, but also she was this size not that long ago too. She just recently put on that extra weight.
Pounds in 4 weeks. At first, it's funny because like the first week, the weight loss was very rapid, and it's definitely started to slow down a little bit. I don't care. All I know is I'm feeling great. Like, it's fine if the weight loss slows down, but I just found it kind of fascinating that, you know, in the beginning it was like a day would pass and it would be like 5 pounds. I'm like, Jesus, like, it's just crazy how the first couple weeks, I mean, it's because like you're barely eating anything in the beginning. You know, when you're watching this, which is tomorrow at my month mark, and I can go past just having soft foods, I can introduce, you know, like crunchy vegetables and berries and certain fruits and vegetables I couldn't have before. I can have, you know, grilled chicken. It doesn't have to be like drowned in a sugar-free sauce. Like, you know, there's a lot of more options.
Why is she drowning it in sugar-free sauce?
Yeah, she can't just eat chicken. And then she's talking about all these vegetables she's going to eat. And it's like,
she never eats vegetables.
She doesn't even like vegetables. Why is she lying to everybody?
She has underlying issues that contribute to her relationship with food.
Yeah.
That she needs to resolve. She feels like she's in control when in reality that's not the case.
I'm sure she's not the only one that, you know, struggles with their weight and has a bad relationship with food. It's just, I think what bothers me the most is the fact that she promotes this unhealthy mindset.
What has been the hardest part? That's another very commonly asked question. You know what? It's kind of just like establishing a new routine. I have constant timers going on my phone, and I will say it's just about getting easier where it doesn't feel so like stressful and foreign to me because I get up, I take my vitamins. I immediately set a 2-hour timer so I can take my first calcium because they can't be taken at the same time. And then there's 2 more calciums I have to take throughout the day. And I'm still taking gallstone prevention medication, which is for I think 6 months. It's a lot. So there's a lot of timers, and then I'm always setting timers for, my meals 30 minutes before to stop drinking. Then after I eat, I have to set another timer 30 minutes so I don't drink after. And I'm actually getting a little more used to that without setting timers. A lot of people would probably think the hardest part was, not eating and getting through those phases. And I think that was also a hard part. The pureed food phase sucked. Like, I think we all knew it kind of sucked. At first I was super excited. So I'm like, oh my God, I've been only on liquids for so long. I'm so excited to have pureed chicken right now. But like, it gets old really fast. Getting through the first month, I think overall is going to be the hardest part of this lifelong journey, just because there is so much change, so much transition, so much to remember, so many rules to follow. But overall, another question I got leading into that was, has this been harder or easier than you thought? And overall, full transparency, it's been better than I thought. I kind of
feel like that's a lie.
I know she's struggling. She always wants to come off like she's
Everything's
unbothered.
under control. This is definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
This is something that you have to be responsible.
You have to be in the correct mindset.
You have to be in the correct mindset. Let's say there's a 16-year-old viewer watching this.
Yeah.
She's having issues with weight. The fact that she talks about this subject so lightly is concerning. It's bothersome because you're not representing the seriousness of the surgery.
Not a very good role model in my eyes for someone who is struggling with their weight, who can be influenced easily, especially those young viewers, because there are other answers. And this, surgery is not saying it's the worst thing ever. It's not that. It's just that it's serious.
In current times,
Yeah.
everybody gets a lot of your information from videos, TikToks, and they don't want to research information. If you see an influencer that you think of highly,
You trust
like
them.
that you trust them,
Yeah.
and she's talking about this, and you don't know about it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. But you're not going to do your own research because you trust that they're giving you the right information.
Yeah, I kind of just prepared for it to be like really brutal. I was like, okay, you got a surgery, it's gonna be so painful. That's okay. Like, you're strong, you can get through it. And it was like 1/10 of what I expected it to be. Like, it was just some soreness, and then I really expected like to be mentally exhausted from not being able to eat, because like, as humans, we eat like 3 meals a day or whatever, we eat daily. So I was like, it's gonna be kind of weird to not eat for like weeks. I'm kind of nervous. Like, I think mentally it's gonna be really hard. And for the most part, I had some days that were kind of mentally hard where I'm like, oh my God, I just like wish I could just like eat a bite of a sandwich right now. But most days I was okay. Most days I didn't really feel hungry, or I didn't really care about eating. I'm someone too, like, when I get rules for something, especially when it comes to like taking care of myself after a surgery, I'm pretty meticulous just because like I don't want to mess up the healing process. So I really focused this last month just on healing. A lot of people have asked me just over this Vlogmas, like, how are you dealing with being around food during the holidays? Like, is that just so depressing? Is it, hard not to want to just eat something and cheat? And, by cheating, I mean not following my program. I don't want to cheat and like mess this like surgery up because my stomach is still healing. Like, I don't want a leak. I don't want any problems. Like, I've come this far. I can't imagine like messing it up. But like,
Is she saying that she doesn't want to cheat because she's still healing, but once she heals,
she's ready to go?
it's all go.
want to have another surgery or have any issues or complications. So that has kind of been ultimately what keeps me going, is like following the step-by-step program as you're supposed to. Are clothes fitting differently at this point? Yes. I actually am going to be putting some stuff on my Depop because my jeans, like all my jeans are pretty much too big. Yeah, a lot of clothes are too big now. Most of the pants, I feel like the shirts we can get away with wearing things oversized or tucking them in, but definitely a lot of my pants are starting to get too big. Have you experienced hair loss? I've heard this can happen after surgery. So I have not had that happen to me yet. I've heard from a few people like that being meticulous with your vitamins can help, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's kind of unavoidable, even being good with your vitamins. So I haven't had any issues with hair loss yet or hair problems, but I've seen some people say that it can come a few months after the surgery. So, I'll continue to keep you guys posted.
I feel like the hair loss would happen if she lost and dropped a bunch of weight quickly. I don't know if she's going to experience that because I don't know if she is dropping weight quickly enough. And even if she did lose her hair, she's one that I feel like she would be too embarrassed to talk about it. And she would just act like nothing's happening.
Her hair's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, because she wants to paint this picture of everything's going picture perfect.
How long did your recovery take? I would say in terms of like getting up and living, by like day 4 or 5, I mean, you guys have been following it along in vlogs. But by day 4 or 5, I was like able to, go for a drive, where every day I was taking little walks around the house because that's like super important for preventing blood clots. It's just really important. They want you up and walking around, but it wasn't super duper painful. It was just a lot of soreness. It kind of felt like I just did like a lot of crutches, for the first week or so. But in terms of feeling like, fully me again, I'd say it took about like 2-ish weeks. Do you have any regrets about having the surgery? I have no regrets so far whatsoever. Everything has gone, again, like I said, a lot more smooth than I thought. I'm Capricorn. I am always researching things. I watched so many videos on people's experiences before this. I kind of...
That's her research, is watching videos on YouTube. She had the lap band surgery. Remember how she said that she didn't know about the upkeep.
Because she didn't do much research on it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, she was a child, and why did her mom let her? But that's a whole nother story. She had cool sculpting under her chin to get rid of her double chin, and she didn't know that it wasn't going to last forever. She thought she would never get fat under her chin. Obviously, that was false.
You know, everyone handles this surgery so differently from what I've seen, because I've watched so many people and I've talked to several people who have had the surgery. And truly, like, one of my friends had like no issues, and my other friend had a lot of issues. And not to like freak anyone out, but I mean, there are issues that were manageable, but like they had a harder time with the recovery process, with being able to get liquids down. And, you know, I didn't have any issues with that. I was able to, in each step, you know, get down what was in that step. And no one can really gauge how they're going to handle the surgery. I think it is so case by case basis. Like, there might be nuances that are similar for everyone or most people, but ultimately I do think that it's different for everyone, and everyone's body kind of processes it differently. How are you able to eat so quickly when others were on liquid diets for weeks? So the funny part is about this as well, also beyond people's experiences being so different, programs are also so different. Like, talking to friends or watching people online, so many people's programs were completely different from mine. Like similar but different, you know, like their liquid diet phase was like a week or two longer than mine. The pureed food phase, I saw a lot of people were on puree for like at least 2 weeks. I was only on puree for 1 week, and I've been following my program to a T. It's funny how it's just different, and I haven't had any issues with it. But, you know, whatever program you're on, follow it. You know, your doctor has your best interest in mind. But yeah, I was on liquid for a week, puree for a week, and then the last 2 weeks I have been on soft foods. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it was so different for my program. If you still mentally feel hungry, I'm afraid I will still feel hungry. So it's kind of funny because, you know, I remember even the 2 weeks before my surgery, even the 2 days before my surgery, the 2 days before my surgery, I was on a liquid diet for those 48 hours, and I just was so hungry all the time. Like, I was having protein shakes, Jello, soup. I was just hungry. My stomach was growling. I was just hungry. I do try to do the 3 meals a day because, I don't know, sometimes you don't get hungry, and they're like, you still need to eat, you still need to get nutrients. So eat those 3 times a day. And, you know, sometimes by the next meal, I'll be like a little hungry. You know, but throughout all of the phases this last month, you know, I didn't struggle with hunger pains personally. So I believe it's called ghrelin. It's like a hunger hormone. And in my experience, in my research, correct me if I'm wrong, as I was watching other people's videos, some people, their ghrelin hormone was kind of like cut out or like numbed. I don't know. That might be the wrong way of saying it. But some people didn't experience that hunger anymore. And then I saw some people who, during their liquid phase, they were like, oh, I'm so hungry. Like, this is going on forever after surgery. So again, I think it's really, really personal to the person. So I personally don't struggle with a lot of hunger. But, you know, sometimes I get a little hungry. I'm like, okay, I need to eat something. Are you allowed to drink with a straw? I've read some doctors say yes and some say no. My program told me nothing about straws. They don't care if I drink with a straw. I did ask them after I saw other people mentioning it. They just don't want me to like take big gulps, like too much of it at once. I just take very small sips, and I've had no problems. How are you feeling health-wise? Do you feel like you can do more now? I already feel so different. Like, a lot of you guys can tell that, like, I feel like myself again. I feel myself coming back to life. I don't feel as much anxiety around like physical activities. Like, I actually am starting to feel my energy coming back too. I'm able to nourish myself a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more every day. And I'm feeling good. My lower back pain, gone. The best feeling in the world. Like, before the surgery, if I stood for more than like 10 minutes, my lower back would hurt so bad. If I walked more than like quarter of a mile, my lower back would be on fire, and I would just have to push through it, like push through. But
I think it's so interesting that she is talking about how much physical pain she had been in prior to her surgery, but yet she never ever mentioned this ever. When she's always vlogging, she never said, oh God, my back hurts. She's always thriving. So fake.
And every time she's talking about the program and what she's doing, she keeps saying, in my research, through the videos that I saw, why aren't you presenting actual facts from like research base that you've done, like actual data?
So much more comfortable going upstairs. I feel way less out of breath. You know, I still get a little out of breath, but a lot less. So the benefits have outweighed any struggles so much, just because I'm feeling like more energized, more excited, and just so much better physically and mentally. So I'm very thankful for that. What age are you planning to have kitties, and how many? So I've mentioned this a few times, but having kids is one of the biggest reasons I got gastric bypass, because I knew my health was not in a good place. I was like physically feeling good. I was like, how am I going to carry a kid? Like, I'm in pain now, like for no reason. So I wanted to get my health in a good place so I could have children in a healthy way and be a good mom for them, and, you know, be able to have energy and breath to run around and chase them. And I don't know, I'm really excited to be a mom. Like, I am so like aching for it. Like, I really just feel so ready to be a mom. I think about it so much, but you can't try for a year after your gastric bypass, so I won't be able to try until November. So have you gotten sick at all from eating? I know a lot of girls who say they throw up certain food. I'm very thankful I have not thrown up at all. I haven't had any issues with most foods going down. You know what's kind of weird? On the soft food phase, I would have an egg often. Like, you know, it was a prime soft food, it's nutritious, my doctor was all about eggs. And, you know, sometimes I would get nausea. And then it finally hit me, I'm like, every time you get nauseous, it's after you eat an egg. So I'm like, eggs make me nauseous. It just kind of hit me. And like, I haven't really been struggling with that nausea anymore since I stopped doing the eggs a couple days ago. Isn't that weird, right? I don't know. So I have heard actually that eggs make some people sick now. So it's kind of funny because I love it.
She thinks it's weird that she discovered that a food makes her nauseous.
I don't know. I don't know if that's permanent. We'll see in time. I'll test it again, like in a few weeks maybe. You know what's also funny? I want to know if any of you guys have been through this. I actually called my doctor and asked about it. For a while, it's finally getting better. For a while, water was making me nauseous. Like I could do Crystal Light, where it's just water with the flavored drink mix in it, but just plain water would make me so nauseous. Isn't that weird? But I called my doctor, and she actually said that happens sometimes. That just water after surgery can just like make you nauseous. She explained to me why. I can't remember, but it's finally getting better because I love water. Like I'm like, am I like never gonna be able to drink water again? But it's temporary and it's getting better. So but that was something really bizarre that happened. Favorite pureed food? You have surgery tomorrow. Oh, congrats. Aubrey is your name. So yeah, when this goes up, you'll have had your surgery. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending you lots of love. Anyone with your surgery coming up, you got this. I love you. I believe in you. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be so great. When you are on the pureed food diet, my favorite was a ricotta bake. So some low fat ricotta or fat-free ricotta. You can do a little bit with a smooth marinara sauce and then bake it in the oven, and it's really, really good. Do you ever get sad thinking about the food you won't be able to eat or enjoy? You know what? I don't think for the most part that long term it's always going to be as restrictive. I am someone who believes in balance. And I've really learned that with my nutritionist as well. You know, long term,
She believes in balance when she gained all that weight so quickly. Is that someone that's balanced? You wouldn't even have the surgery if you were balanced.
really restrictive phase is not forever. And I do think there's going to be healthy balance in my future where I can enjoy a little bit of everything and, you know, focus mostly on nutritious foods, but still be able to enjoy, you know, more decadent foods a little bit. You know, I actually had been working on intuitive eating before my surgery, and I really love the principles behind it. I think for me, I needed something to kind of help me get the weight off first before I can really intuitive eat. But I think intuitive eating is going to kind of go hand in hand for me with the gastric bypass because it is, you know, really about like feeling that fullness. And it's kind of funny because for the first time, yesterday was the first time I felt restriction or fullness. And that was something I talked to my doctor about as well. I was Googling it all the time. I was like, I'm not feeling like the fullness I thought I would expect to feel. And from the doctor, from the internet, everyone's like, it's coming. Because, you know, it's almost like I could feel the food I was eating, or the soup I was drinking, or the water I was drinking. You kind of feel it go through my pouch. And I was like, why is it not like sitting in the pouch and making me feel full? And yesterday, for the first time when I had lunch, I was like, oh, I'm full. And, you know, I've just been following the amounts I've been supposed to eat with my program, you know, but I wasn't feeling like the fullness after I would finish the correct portion. And I didn't keep eating, I've been following it, but I was kind of just like wondering, when is that fullness going to kick in? So yesterday was the first time I was like, oh, I feel it. So it does come. If you don't feel that fullness right away, like don't freak out. And I do feel like, back to intuitive eating, that there should be balance. And I do think when you restrict really heavily from certain foods, that like it does lead to just craving it and ending up eating way too much of it. And I think that there should be balance, and you should always try to eat nutritiously and in a way that can make your favorite foods healthy. And that was something that was really brought up with my nutritionist. She actually loved a lot of my old WW hacks, which I thought was really funny. You know, everything down to like taking a non-fat Greek yogurt with a ranch powdered dip mix. You know, she was like, that's an awesome way to have ranch dip with a lot of protein. Like there are so many ways to make your favorite foods more nutritious. And I've seen a lot of people actually throw shade at me for that. They're like, you know, you can't eat that way anymore. Like you should be eating vegetables and protein. It's like, it doesn't have to be that bland. And that came from my surgery nutritionist. It does not have to be that bland. There are healthy ways to make everything. And, you know, now I can't eat nearly as much of it as I used to, but there are such great hacks or recipes for making your favorite foods better for you. So, and I think that's really important when it comes to food. Like, you should enjoy your food. Your food should nourish you. And one doesn't have to go without the other. They can go hand in hand. I'm sorry, that was like such a long-winded tangent. Can you never drink Diet Coke again? Sad face. So my program at the 6 weeks mark, in 2 weeks, says I can try Diet Coke and just try a little bit and see how it feels. So I've heard again from different people. Some people have a really upset stomach when it comes to carbonated beverages. It kind of just doesn't sit right for them. It's uncomfortable. And then some people are like, no problems with it. I do think if I go back to drinking Diet Coke, I'm going to only have like one a day, you know, whether I mean like one can or like a small one, you know, but
Are you kidding me? She just had
One a
surgery
day.
and she's thinking about soda? One a day? I don't even drink soda ever. One a day is a lot of soda to me.
I'm going to be trying it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try it. My program says I can try it. I'm going to try it.
You can't tell me that she has a better relationship with food when she's just getting so excited over Diet Coke.
Like, I completely agree with her on that. Healthy food shouldn't be bland. Her mentality is like processed food. How she was talking about putting ricotta with marinara sauce. Like,
Obviously, she has a problem with food. That's why she gained weight. I think she still has a problem with food, and she thinks this surgery is gonna, you know, heal her. We'll see. Let us know what you think about that drama down below. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it. Turn on the notification bell, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
bye.